What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here, and this is Criminal Minds Season 13, Episode 8, Neon Terror. So this one had some pretty interesting twists and turns along the way. First of all, we get a lot more of the media involvement in this case, which, we've seen that before. We've seen a lot of cases where the media gets involved, and typically they make things worse. Well, in this one, it's a lot more directly tied to the actual serial killers themselves, which I find very interesting. So we find out this guy apparently, when he was younger, his babysitter was killed, and so he ended up on TV because of it. And the head woman at this local news station, she covered the story. She got famous because of it, and so now he's trying to sort of recreate that, so that way they can sort of share that story and share that success again. And so he's sending he's sending videos that he's taking at the crime scene, this information of his kills to her. She doesn't even know. So that way she's getting more popularity, more viewership off of it, and he's getting the attention he wants because the media is like, oh yeah, let's run this story. This is awesome. So yeah, it's pretty twisted, but it's also very interesting because this is the most we've ever seen the media involved before. Like I said, most of the time they pop up every now and then, pop up creating a name for the killer, and it's all like, oh, come on, guys, you got to stop that. But this one is like, the killer is directly related to the media, and I thought that was a very interesting turn to take. So, but yeah, overall, it was a very interesting case because we had this kind of, the head of the news station, not only was she a typical media, I want attention, give me more attention, but she was almost like a little over the top. Rossi said she's a narcissist, and we see at the end of the episode, yeah, she's a little bit, I don't want to say strange, more like she's just not normal. There's something a little bit off about her. She's a little bit over the top as far as arrogance is concerned. And we see at the end of the episode, she's gotten a ton of media attention because of this case. And so she's just like, this is awesome. I love this. I want them to focus on me more. And so she goes outside of the media and she's talking about, the story and exactly what happened to her. I'm just like, yeah, she's almost as bad as he is. He killed, so obviously he's worse. But she's profiting off of it. It's just like she doesn't even care that people died. She's just like running with it, and it's almost like another story to her. So I found that very interesting, and unfortunately they didn't really talk anymore about that. They didn't focus anymore. They just sort of ended it on a quote from Rossi. But yeah, I do wish they'd focused on that a little bit more. They'd given her a bit more screen time, because I think that could have been an interesting story to tell as well. Having this media reporter also be a little bit messed up in the head, be a little bit too arrogant to the point where she's actually taking these deaths and turning them into a story. It's not serial killer, but it's not normal either. So, but as far as the rest of the case, it's a typical case, somebody killing. They find out that the news station where this woman works is getting exclusive information that nobody else knows about except the police. So they're trying to figure out how. They find out the killer is sending them the information, so that's how they managed to sort of connect to what exactly was going on and how he's related to the news station. Aside from that, though, nothing else really happened. This episode started off with Rossi doing an interview about his new book, talking about that guy that he went to prison and kept getting names of bodies and stuff like that from him. They started off with that story, and then it got cut short for this case, so it didn't really lead anywhere, and I find that pretty strange that they just sort of brought it up for this for the beginning of this episode, just for them to cut it short and say, oh yeah, by the way, here's your serial killer for the episode. So I found that a little bit strange. Reed, I was wondering if they were going to focus on his lecture that he was giving. They did not. Tara was still not in the episode. Once again, they just sort of, oh, she's off doing such and such. She'll be back soon. So, it's just one of those things where Aisha Tyler wasn't available. Let's write some reason. But, at least they did give us a reason. Some of these shows just have characters not show up for some reason, and then it's like, oh, whatever. We won't even give a reason why. So, but yeah, honestly, that's about it for this episode. It was a pretty interesting case. I liked how the media was involved. I found the whole concept interesting, but I felt like, once again, probably a little bit more you could have done with it, just taking it a little bit further. But that's pretty much Criminal Minds. They have some good ideas, they have some pretty promising setups, but most of the time it doesn't go all the way. But it's still pretty enjoyable. So that's what I think about it. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What were your thoughts on this episode? Let me know. We can talk about and discuss all that good stuff. Leave a like and subscribe for future Criminal Minds reviews. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.